So here we have a new 2025 Cadillac XT5. This one comes in the premium luxury trim level with front wheel drive, stellar black metallic paint, and then we have the Kona brown leather interior. The powertrain consists of a 2-liter turbocharged 4-cylinder engine that's made it to a 9-speed automatic transmission. As we come around to the front end here, we do get our LED headlamps along with the LED signature lights. And even though the XT5 basically did not get a redesign the whole time it's been on this earth, it still looks really modern, still looks really good. Down here to these wheels, these are the standard 20-inch alloy wheels that come on the premium luxury trim level. We get passive keyless entry, all 4 doors. Door panel here, we get the Bose Performance Series 14-speaker sound system, power door lock controls, memory seat functions, power mirrors that power fold. They do have blind spot monitors in them. And then our power window lockout there. One-touch up and down windows for the front, express down for the back. Power liftgate controls here. We can turn that off 3/4 max, and you press the button to open and shut. And I just love the Kona brown. Electronic parking brake here. Heads-up display controls are there. And down here, hood release. There's a look at the pedals. We get a power tilt telescoping steering wheel. And then here's the power driver's seat, 2-way power lumbar support. But a huge thanks to Cadillac of Murfreesboro for allowing me to review this XT5 today. I'll leave a link below in the description. If you're looking to find the best price on one of these closer to home, click that second link down below. It takes just a minute to fill out your information, and I'll make sure the local dealers are fighting to get you the best price on this or whatever new vehicle you might be interested in. But I have the seat up front adjusted for someone of my size, being 6'3" with longer legs, so sitting behind myself. Seat back pockets are on both sides, and then we have the rear AC vents there. USB-C, USB-A charge port. And there's a look at the front. We do get the sunshade there. And then middle seat folds down, bottle holders in the middle. Grab handles there, then we do get the LED lights throughout. And then the child locks are on the side there, lock, unlock. And then here's the window sticker here. The sticker's for 58034. And I mean, I really like how this one is equipped. Even though it's kind of a dated body style, say what you will about it, you get a lot of options, a lot of features for the money. And it's assembled right here in Spring Hill, Tennessee. My hands look really weird doing that. I can see my reflection. But there's the fuel filler. And as we come around to the back end here, LED tail lamps. I like that we still get the dual exhaust with the 2-liter turbo here. There's a look underneath. Power lift gate. And then pretty good space behind the second row. You can see the top tethers for the car seats are integrated on the back of the seats themselves. You can release either side there. And there's your spare and whatnot underneath. And then 12 volt back here. Now as we come around to the rear passenger side, this one has a seat belt on, that's why it wouldn't fold down all the way. So folds in the floor, you can run longer objects through to the front, and then pretty easy to snap it back into place. Then you have a little bit of recline here. If you pull up here, you can adjust it, but that, whatever that is in the way, the cargo shade. And then your lower anchors right there. And then power front passenger seat with 2-way lumbar support. That's a nice touch as well. And then down here, 12 volt, little storage underneath. Lockable glove compartment. And then as we come back around to the front, just a quick look in the engine bay. There's that 2-liter turbocharged 4-cylinder. I'm going to show off the blinkers really quickly. And there's the front there. But let's go ahead and hop in the driver's seat. The nice leather wrap steering wheel here. There's the horn. Now over here to the radio, I'm gonna turn the AC down just a tad. We get AM, FM, XM along with Bluetooth. You also get Apple CarPlay, Android Auto compatibility, navigation systems here. So again, for the money, you still get quite a bit. Dual zone automatic climate controls. You can either use a screen or you have the knobs down below. And then you do get 3-stage heated seats as well. And then your settings here, change your language if you want to. And then you have your teen driver rear seat reminder there. And on the side here, you have your parking assist, parking sensors, and then the auto stop toggle there. There's your backup camera, front camera. You also get the bird's eye view on the side, which is nice. And then your hazards right there. But I like that you get a mute button that's very easy to get to. Home button there. And a little storage tray there. And then for the shifter, press the button on the side, pull down for drive, tap for manual, pull up for neutral, then push the button, pull all the way up for reverse, press P for park. You have some shortcuts down here, but I love that we actually have a volume knob. We can click to mute there, and then you can use this dial to go through the radio if you want to, and go through all of those. But then again, you have shortcuts for what's important. So the nav, the audio, the back button, which will basically take you back to the home page. You can go between those, and then your phone button there. Now for your drive mode, you get 3 of those: Tour, Sport, Snow and Ice. Traction control toggles here. Your center console cubby space has a wireless charging pad there, a removable tray, and then you get a USB-C, USB-A, and then an SD card reader for your navigation. So we do still have built-in navigation on this vehicle. It's one of the few that still has it without going to a subscription. But there's the roof when it's open. You can tilt or slide that. So there's the tilt, and here's the slide here. Hit it one more time. Goes back all the way behind that glass. So it's one of the biggest openings I've seen in the sunroof. But there's a look at the back seat from up here. And then over here we have the theft sensor inclinator, so motion sensor there. You can turn that on or off. Garage door transmitter, the sunroof controls, lights are there, OnStar, rear camera mirror. And then you have the vanity mirror right here. And you can kind of see how dated the design is because you still have these kind of older, look like 1980s lights in the mirror. But not really a big deal, just something I'd like to point out. Now, left side stalk behind the steering wheel, blinkers. And then you have the auto lights there, auto high beams here. And then you have the automatic wipers on this side, one time off, auto low, high. You can adjust that auto sensitivity here, rear wiper, push back for the rear fluid, pull up for the front. And then over here, cruise control. So you have adaptive, you can hold this cancel button to go to regular and then do the same thing to go back. And then you can set the speed there, mute, voice recognition. You have your forward collision alert as well as your adaptive cruise, gap adjust, the lane keeping system, the heated steering wheel, and then your track list or radio station presets can be going through here, volume controls here. These 4 arrows can go through the digital part of the gauge cluster. So I can actually change what's on the info pages. And then I can also go to the options, and I can change my units of measurement from US to metric if I want. You also get a heads-up display if you look closely in the middle there. Push button start. And finally, here's the key fob with remote start. But next, let's go ahead and take this 2025 XT5 Premium Luxury out on the road for a test drive. So starting the test drive in this XT5 here, you get the optional V6. Actually, I don't even know if the V6 is still available in all honesty, because the 2-liter 4 is in so many, I don't even know if I see the V6 anymore. But I like the 2-liter turbo 4 because it gets up to speed very nicely. It's a quick engine. It doesn't have that same grunt as the V6, but you can push this and use the turbo more, and it just gives you a better feeling, in my opinion. But I'm gonna put it in a sport mode. I'm not gonna floor it, but I'm gonna give it a little push just to test out the acceleration here. But again, I'm not gonna do a 0 to 60. Here we go. So I mean, the 9-speed does a good job at getting up to speed. The shifts are very smooth, very quick. They feel clean all the way around, which I like. But I want to give one more thanks to Cadillac of Murfreesboro for allowing me to review this XT5 today. I'll leave a link below in the description. If you're looking to find the best price on one of these closer to home, click that second link down below. It takes just a minute to fill out your information, and I'll make sure the local dealers are fighting to get you the best price on this or whatever new vehicle you might be interested in. But I mean, floats down the road effortlessly. Really good ride here. Sound acoustics in the cabin are very nice. The insulation is doing a great job of keeping the wind noise at bay. It's what you'd expect from a $59,000 Cadillac. Now, in terms of what you get for the money here, this car is not necessarily cheap, but for $59,000, I think a pretty good option in the luxury vehicle market. You get your adaptive cruise control, you get your built-in navigation, your sunroof. This Kona brown interior is just beautiful to sit in, to look at. And the stellar black metallic just shines so nicely, especially when it's clean. But just things like the heads-up display, the heated steering wheel, the wood grain here in the middle of the steering wheel. This feels like a premium luxury SUV. It doesn't feel like I'm overpaying for this. Unless you know how long this XT5 body style has been out, if you're just getting in this thing and comparing apples to apples in terms of features, in terms of your powertrain and whatnot, this is a really good option, I think, to be under 60 grand. But it just drives so nicely. They're relatively easy to maintain. My mom has a 2018, and hers is a base, but hers has around 60,000 miles, I think. You have like the thermostat issue, which these are pretty known for, well known for, which costs like $1,200, $1,300 at the dealer. I wouldn't hesitate to say you could do it for like a quarter of the price somewhere else. And then just the tire pressure monitors have failed, and those are about 8-9 years old. But I mean, the engine's still strong. Even though I think hers has the 8-speed, this has the 9-speed, that's still driving pretty well. Most of the cars these days really just need maintenance, and the vehicles that don't need maintenance tend to, like with the 6.2 Escalades, if some stuff goes wrong with them, then eventually there might be a recall on them. But you know, most cars these days, if you keep up with them and take care of them, they'll take care of you. But I think, again, a really good option, specifically in this premium luxury trim level, where you can get a ton of options, like a ton of stuff that you didn't even know you needed, and then still not break the bank compared to, again, other options on the market. But from a driving perspective, I think if you're in the market for something like this, or a Buick Envision, the 2-liter turbo paired with the 9-speed, it's really good for what you're gonna need. And with all that being said, this will bring me to the end of my review of this 2025 XT5 Premium Luxury.